Hello again, and welcome to the daily edition of Litter Media Live for this Monday. It is the 26th of August, 2024. I'm Dan Ramey, and in with me today, as we do during the football season, Mike Smith, working extra hours on Friday, gets Monday off.
Yes.
Aaron Glandon, Mr. Hand 2. You can see the full bust today, just as if you were...
I haven't been on screen in a while.
Yeah, you haven't.
There might be some people who don't know my face.
That's right. Aunt Ruth or Grandma Ruth, this is your long-lost grandson.
And she'll be thrilled to have me on here today.
I'm trying to think if I have ever actually met Aunt Ruth. Your grandmother.
Right.
But she's Mike's aunt, so
right.
I always refer to... I've adopted you, Ruth, as my own aunt, and aunt by association, I guess. Welcome to the program. Hope you had a good weekend. It was a busy weekend, I think, for a lot of folks.
Yes.
A lot of things going on. Sand of the streets downtown. Had the Ford tri-motor plane flying up in the air. Took a ride in it and had a family reunion to get to yesterday. It was just I can't remember what my bed looks like. It's been that kind of a weekend.
Yeah.
But it's usually how it goes when you start the high school football season. I want to take a look at the weather for you to let you know how to prepare. As we've been hearing from meteorologists, it's going to get warmer and warmer and warmer each day this week. In fact, today we have, with the sunshine, a high of 91 is expected. Monday, looking at Tuesday's high and Wednesday's high, around 95. But the heat indices will continue to grow as well. So you want to make sure that you're hydrating and don't spend too much time outside.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not
unless
saying...
you're swimming.
What's that?
Maybe go swimming.
Yeah, you can go swimming.
Cool off.
But how many kids are back in school? You know,
that's true.
How many kids are dreaming about going swimming?
Right.
Instead of like, this math equation's really hard to figure out.
My sister had a birthday party yesterday because her birthday party is next Sunday. Mm-hmm. And so I drove up to Marion, Indiana to swim in a lake. And this morning when I went to the bathroom, my entire chest was bright red because I did not put on sunscreen.
Oops.
And that was a mistake.
I did that one time in Virginia Beach. I went boogie boarding, and I was not paying attention to the sun reflecting off of the water onto my chest.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just watching for that next wave to come in and everything. And the boogie board did nothing to keep me from being mirrored by the sun.
Right.
And on the way home, I was a lobster. Missy had to drive, and I couldn't put the shoulder strap over it because it was it was horrible. And I will tell you, though, that I had done an interview with someone who had this cooling pillow sensation thing that they were selling. And you fill it up with water. That was my friend. I filled it up with water, and it was just, it's like a big, giant cool pack.
Yeah.
It would lay on my chest. That was about the only thing that could lay on my chest. Because it was, I haven't done it since. Let's just put it that way. But at any rate, that's the forecast for you. Looking warm and hot for the next few days again. Coming up, we'll take a look at news stories to share for you that we have accumulated for the last couple of days. And then, of course, jumping into sports and this date in history. But first, we want to tell you about our friends at Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. They are your trusted comfort advisor. If you click on this ad anywhere you see it on our website, glittermedia.com, it takes you to their website, accuratehvac.com, for accurate heating, cooling, and plumbing.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing, download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
Are you looking for a beer that satisfies your thirst and love of country? Armed Forces Brewing Company brews beer for patriots. Celebrate freedom with every sip. Armed Forces Brewing Company. Freedom never tasted so good.
Find a career you love with Pickaway-Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway-Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652. Haynes Total Health Care Center, you'll find them on 1 Medical Drive right there off of Marietta Road here in Chillicothe. If you've got a chiropractic need, they can handle that. Nutritional needs and physical therapy, that and a whole lot more. Plus, you'll just fall in love with the staff at Haynes Total Health Care Center. Click on this ad on our website, littermedia.com. It takes you to hayneshealth.com. News for you today. You can follow along on our website, littermedia.com. And a lot of things we don't have on our website, we have here on social media, either through our Facebook page or on Litter Media X, formerly known as Twitter.
Yes.
Formerly known as what we used to call it, Litter Twitter.
Yes.
It just sounded right. Litter X just doesn't sound right.
It sounds like the sequel to Litter Media, like a rebranding.
It does sound like that. But I was thinking of Racer X from the old Speed Racer cartoon, too, who is secretly his brother, always watching out for it.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, that's true.
My goodness.
I think you find out about 6 years later. That's why Racer X is always watching out for Speed Racer. It's my kid brother. All right, let's start off today with a topic from Greater Chillicothe Women in Business. Hearing from Sandy Dunlap. She's the owner of All Things Home Chillicothe. She'll be speaking on stress management. And if you own a small business, you know all about stress. Well, she's going to help you with the stress management part of this. The Wednesday event still has registration openings for the 11:30 a.m. lunch. That'll be at Creekside Occasions on State Route 772, just south of Chillicothe.
Community education workshops at Ohio Chillicothe campus are ready for signups for the fall and are open to the general public regardless of educational background. These classes are self-supporting, and the fees collected from community education cover all instructional, administrative, and overhead costs of the program. All ages are welcome unless noted. Community education workshops do not carry credit applicable toward an Ohio University degree or transferable to other institutions. Classes are scheduled year-round. And the all ages thing, they have like drink making classes, don't they? So that's probably where that exclusion would apply.
That probably is the case. And I'm looking at this graphic. You mentioned it kind of looks like it's been AI generated. I can't tell.
I think it's the lighting. Whenever I see an AI image, they all have that really warm lighting.
Yeah, that could be. Or just a really good photographer.
Yeah, or a really good
knows
photographer.
how to use lighting.
Yes, like Mike Smith.
Yes. How about some golf outing for you? And we're talking here in particular about the Pioneer Center hosting a golf outing a week from this Friday, September 6th, at the Chillicothe Jaycees Golf Course. All proceeds will benefit the Pioneer Center Booster Club for their needs. There's a shotgun start at 9 a.m.
The Leadership Forum and Golf Benefit for Community Growth and Cancer Research will be held September 23rd at Crown Hill Golf Club. Hear from local leaders, improve your golf with a pro, and enjoy a golf scramble, networking, and awards, while also meeting former OSU quarterback Braxton Miller. Elevate your business and connect with like-minded professionals while supporting a great cause.
Braxton was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
I wonder how he is as a golfer.
Probably pretty good.
Some of these athletes are really good at extra.
Was it
activities too?
Who did I see? Steph Curry hit a crazy hole-in-one. I've seen a video of that.
Yeah.
Like, do you have to be good at everything?
Apparently so.
Yeah.
There is that one special person in the world that can do just about anything, it seems, and he's one of them. Here's an update on Sam Beeler. Of course, Sam was involved in a serious traffic crash last week. If you know anything about SVC sports, you know the name Sam Beeler. As pictured, Sam, you can see, is still in the hospital, feeling good after a Huntington season-opening football win last Friday night over East Clinton. They're off to a 1-0 start. And here's a side note. SVC football went 7-1 in their games.
Nice.
That's a pretty good start.
That is pretty good
to the season. But there he received the game ball. I mentioned on our Facebook page here that's probably the best Heisman Trophy pose I've seen.
Yeah,
so
that's pretty good.
Good spirits for Sam, but he still has a long road ahead of him. And so if you can remember him in your prayers and his family, please do. By the way, Logan, his younger son that was also in that accident with him, he's doing pretty well. And he was pretty much just rattled from the experience. But Sam had the physical injuries that he's recovering from, had some surgery as well the other day. And he'll be remembered this weekend because Huntington is playing in our intermediate game of the week.
Yes.
We'll tell you more about that coming up in sports.
Junior Civic League's annual Mom-to-Mom sale is coming up September 7th at OU Chillicothe's Shoemaker Center. The annual sale is always huge for moms who are looking to swap out clothes and other items their babies and toddlers have outgrown or are looking to move up as their children grow.
Yeah, this is really a cool event. So if you know a young mom that is in need, there's a lot of hand-me-downs there for sale, and it all helps out with the Junior Civic League with their fundraising efforts. Coming to Yaktangi Park soon in October, the annual Chillicothe Halloween Festival. I saw this pop up on Facebook over the weekend. I thought we need to make sure we share this. Festival opens up October 11th and runs through the 13th, that weekend in October.
The Lancaster Police were 38-34 winners over the Lancaster Fire Department in the second annual Battle of the Badges. The two had a competitive but friendly clash in the fundraiser for the Lancaster Education Foundation Sunday afternoon at OU Lancaster. That's a close game.
Yes, it is a close game. And what was missing there was probably a ladder. See, the firemen can use those ladder.
Right.
So if they could use the ladder, they could have made a lot more shots probably.
They should have got the tallest guy on the team and used him as a ladder.
They could have done that as well. But, with the cops, they could put you in handcuffs and really make playing basketball difficult.
That's true. I wonder if there were any fouls,
I'm sure there were.
But, I wonder if it got scruffy.
It probably did. That's the competitive part of it right there. Here's an aerial look of the continuing construction of Lancaster High School. The school is expected to be open for the 2026 school year. You see on this video, we've kind of sped things up for you. It's a slower pan, what you see on their Facebook page. But just for this particular portion of the show, we decided to speed it up for you. And it looks like it's coming along nicely, but again, not until 2026 will this be completed and ready to go. I can't remember when the first... Well, the building they're using now, I think, was built maybe around the late 60s, early 70s. And but this is just a massive,
is huge
building for its campus there.
And there's still about 20 seconds left.
Huh. So there you see the complete panoramic view of it right there. When we were there not long ago, they obviously weren't this far along. I mean, in fact, I think some of that building didn't exist when we were there. Was it last spring, I think?
It was pretty recent, yeah.
Yeah, so they keep the work going.
Yeah.
And it's just to the side of the existing Lancaster campus.
Yes.
So.
And there you have it.
Mm-hmm. Now, this photo was taken by the Marching 110, shared from their website, Facebook page, I should say.
Yes.
But I think you see the entire freshman body here of the next round. That is a bunch of students standing down there. Can you imagine how warm it was? It was hot enough wherever you were, but to be on the turf, standing and orchestrating OHIO.
That would have been very annoying.
Waiting for somebody to take that shot, would you please? Because we're melting here.
Yeah.
But hats off to the Bobcats. I wanted to make sure we threw a little something out for them today. Our road report sticks in Ross County here. Work is set to begin on September 3rd for a culvert replacement project that will be on State Route 41 between Cliff Run Road and Free Lane. Work will occur daily for the construction. State Route 41 will be closed for the duration of the project. Traffic to be detoured via US 50 to State Route 28. Estimated completion on this September 6th by 5 p.m. So that's coming up a week from this Friday. I will tell you also, I noticed on my way in, I came in the west side of town today from the Huntington Hills, and they started doing some of the resurfacing of Route 50.
Oh, okay.
From Veterans Parkway, they made it almost up to Cabbage Hill. So they're going to be doing that, I think, in the evening hours.
I gotcha.
Continuing on up to, I think it goes through downtown, if I'm not mistaken, for this project. So that work is underway, so just keep that in mind. In fact, they don't want you to park on Main Street between 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. so they can do all that work. Sports on the way in just a moment, and this date in history, we've got the Litter Media Wayback Machine programmed for 1920. Details are all just ahead. But first, we want to tell you about Scioto Valley Dumpsters. If you've got a cleanup job that you're doing at your home or your business, you need a dumpster for that. And here's the number to call,
740-253-8389.
Thank you. There's a camera blocking that phone number for me, although I should know it by heart now.
You should know it by heart.
740-253-8389 for Scioto Valley Dumpsters. Each week, Litter Media presents the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Player of the Week. If you have an athlete to nominate, any amateur athlete is eligible. Simply visit littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. At the end of the year, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Make your nominations now at littermedia.com. Click on Player of the Week.
As a basketball coach and a dad, I need to be able to keep up.
Mark came to the Adina Orthopedic and Spine Institute in severe arm pain from a degenerative disc.
I was so confident in Dr. Fleming, he explained everything.
Together, they decided on minimally invasive spinal surgery to relieve Mark's pain and get him back to what matters most. At Adina, we do what we love, so you can too.
Now that's one fast mower. Take command of your lawn with Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower.
Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today.
Time for sports, and of course you can follow along at littermedia.com with our high school sports score page and find out how things are going. But first we tell you about Unioto Boys Cross Country. They won the team title out of 22 teams at the Pickerington Invitational Saturday. Lancaster Boys Cross Country won the Northmont Invite, and the Lady Gales placing second behind Vinton County. The Lady Gales will be the Lancaster Girls. Lancaster Girls Tennis also winning the Keaton Roush Invitational. So congratulations, kids. Saturday, the Litter Media Scoreboard with football, volleyball, cross country, tennis, and soccer. A lot of results for you there. There's a lot of try matches in volleyball, and soccer started early in the morning and probably finished up late at night as well for a lot of these teams. Great turnout for a couple of local events that came together over the weekend. First, I want to show you this flyover. This is a combo. This is from the Ford Tri-Motor plane that was flying out of Ross County Airport over the weekend. My son took this picture. We took the flight Saturday, and what do you see on the streets? Sand.
Sand.
Yes, that is the Sand in the Streets volleyball event going on Saturday. And I don't know that he was taking this specifically, but he was taking a picture of the downtown, and he says, "Hey, Dad, look at this." And I said, "You got to send me that picture, because I'm pretty sure Tiffany Baldwin would like to have a copy of this."
Yeah, she would.
You can see that, but also you can see what the flight was like from the inside of that Ford Tri-Motor as we took our flight Saturday. I think it was around, I think we got there like 10:30, maybe 11 o'clock. And by the time we went through a couple of flights, our flight got to go around close to noon.
Okay.
And
how long did that go? What was the route?
The route took you from the Ross County Airport, we came down and I remember flying over top of the Chillicothe Correctional Institution. We went to downtown. We would swing around and went by the paper plant, and then came back on the other side of Chillicothe where you could see OU Chillicothe, you could see Adena Mansion and Gardens, and then we went out, we saw where the UZ are. Do you know where the UZ are?
No. What are the UZ?
Do you remember when you were in high school and you went to a football game at Unioto? You sat on the Adena side.
Well, no, I was on the sideline.
If you look over...
I was on the bench the whole time.
Gotcha. Before people sat in the home stands, it says UHS.
Oh.
So I call them the UZ on football season.
I gotcha.
Now you're following. So we saw that, and we saw the Chillicothe VA, Chillicothe Paints Stadium there, VA Memorial Stadium.
Did you see my apartment?
And then we landed. I didn't look specifically for your, I apologize.
But if you drove by OUC, you probably saw it.
Yeah.
Or not drove.
But it was a lot of fun. This plane is a 1926 plane, and they used to haul mail along the eastern seaboard. It's out of Oshkosh, Wisconsin. There's 4 of these planes still in rotation now. And I hope they'll be back again, because if you've never experienced it, you need to experience it. Sitting in and you can relive this by watching my Facebook Live, which I shared on our Facebook page, so you'll find that here in the news feed. But we take you from where we're taxiing down the runway, and then I take you through the whole flight. And my granddaughter, it was her first flight.
Right.
5 years old, kindergarten, and then flying for the first time. And she had an absolute blast.
Very exciting.
I had a lot of fun watching my son watch her.
Right.
And she landed, and he says, "What did you think?" And she says, "I wasn't even scared. It was amazing." So a lot of fun. And to see the vast range of ages of people that wanted to fly in this plane was pretty awesome. But the one that really got me was Tim Marhoover. Tim, some of you know him through Jefferson Avenue 3CU Church here. He has been taking flying lessons, and his group was flying before our group flew. And I asked him, I said, "So how was it?" And he looked like a kid in a candy store. He got off the plane, and he got to be the co-pilot.
Yeah.
It was $99 to ride for an adult, $75 for kids, but the co-pilot, $200 seat. You sat with the pilot, and the pilot's Gary says to him, "Now you're taking flying lessons?" He says, "Yeah, haven't flown solo yet, but I'm close." And he says, "You got pedals down there, right?" And this is in the middle of the flight. He says, "Take over the controls." So Tim says, I asked him how it was, and he says, "Dan, he let me fly the plane." I said, "Really?" He says, "Yeah." And he just was on cloud 9.
Yeah, I bet.
On the ground. So he had a lot of fun with that. So really cool events happening here in Chillicothe simultaneously. And with that photo, we managed to capture that. You can see, again, not only this photo, but the entire flight. The plane only flew 85 miles an hour.
Oh, wow.
It carried 8 people. And the height, we only went 1,000 feet.
Right.
So that made for taking great pictures of things that you would recognize here in our territory. For instance, the Intermediate drone, I'm not allowed to fly above 400 feet.
Okay.
Legally. So I have it set.
And you've never broken that law.
I have not, because I have it set to where you can't. It only goes up to 392 feet. It governs me at 392. So, yeah. Now, if I'm flying over a building and that building is taller than 400 feet, you are legally allowed to fly over that. You can go 400 feet above a building.
Right.
Yeah.
Like when you're passing someone on a 2-lane road that's 55 miles per hour. You can go faster than 55 to pass them.
True. I was thinking some of these people you'd like to be 300 feet away from when you go around them too.
Yes.
But there's not that much roadway unless you're on one of those big 8-lane deals. All right, continuing in sports, the Reds picked up a win in this series, but they lost the series. They lost 3 to the Pirates, and it's almost as if the Reds coming to Pittsburgh was the solve-all for Pittsburgh's woes, because they had lost something like 10 straight games prior to the Reds coming. So the Reds losing yesterday 4-3. They lose that series 3 games to 1. The Reds will open up a set with the Oakland Athletics today at GABP as they come back to Cincinnati. Guardians won their second straight over the Rangers 4-2 yesterday, and now they open up a doubleheader and a key match up of the Central Division. Kansas City, who's been playing much better this year. Of course, they swept the Reds here last weekend. Kansas City comes to town. They've got a doubleheader starting at 1:10 this afternoon. And the Columbus Crew, I had failed to pay attention that they had been playing in this League's Cup Championship, and they won the Cup yesterday.
Good job, Columbus Crew.
Out of 43 teams that played in this tournament. So congratulations. I was thinking, man, they've won the MLS Cup again, and it seems like that isn't until October, and it's not.
Right.
So I was confused on which cup it was that they won, but they won another cup. So congratulations to the Columbus Crew. Coming up in a moment, this date in history.
You skipped something.
I did? What did I skip?
You skipped that.
Oh, I did, didn't I?
Yes.
I'm sorry. The Litter Media Game of the Week this week. It's the Eastern Eagles coming to Huntington to take on the Huntsmen. Eastern had an exciting double overtime victory in their first game. And then you had Huntington picking up a win over East Clinton, and they will meet each other. This might be the first time they've gone into this series 1-0 apiece. Week number 2.
Very exciting.
Of the Litter Media Game of the Week. You're putting together the highlight package of the Cavaliers and Bloom Carroll. Those highlights will mostly be Bloom Carroll. Chillicothe had, they put themselves in difficult positions offensively, but the defense played really well in the first half, but they had a field goal kicker that could kick from 60 yards out. He's very accurate. And then there were 2 punt returns for touchdowns. You'll want that wide angle shot from the press box for those.
All right.
But our player of the week for the game, Bo Sherman. You can see that interview that I did with him after the game on our YouTube channel here today, and also hear what both coaches, Coach Jeremy McKinney and Scott Bartholomew, had to say.
Yes.
That's all up on our YouTube channel now. Hoping to get the bands and their halftime shows done for you today, but you also will be working on the game highlights.
Yes. And I'll try to get that up today too.
I failed to mention that this past Friday night's game marked a first. It was the first time Dan Ramey Sr. and Dan Ramey Jr. covered a Cavalier event. I've been there for
It's one for the history books.
30 plus years, but Danny's gone to games, but he's never had the camera in his hands and doing some work. And that actually happened.
And it's all thanks to me having an assignment.
Precisely. And you were there to see the Jiggity Wiggity what?
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. How did that go?
It was really good. It was their acoustic show. And I guess this coming Sunday.
Did they have fireworks and stuff?
They did not have fireworks.
No fireworks.
This coming Sunday, I'm seeing them in Chicago for their 3-hour marathon show.
Really?
Yes.
So you were in Detroit for this. Were there more than 5 people there?
Yes, it was a packed stadium at Aretha Franklin Amphitheater.
Is that right?
Yes.
Fantastic. Who'd have thought the Jiggity Wiggity Lizards would be doing something like that?
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
King Gizzard and the Wizard Lizard.
Lizard Wizard.
Lizard Wizard. You got me. All right, coming up in a moment, this date in history, 1920, on the way next.
First, we want to tell you about Litter Quality Propane. 92 years of serving propane users in southern and central Ohio. Reliable supply, reliable service, reliable people.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
Time for this date in 1920, this date in history. This is a big day for women across America. The 19th Amendment, guaranteeing women the right to vote, is adopted into the U.S. Constitution by proclamation of Secretary of State Bainbridge Colby. The amendment was the culmination of more than 70 years of struggle by women suffragists. Get that correct there, Dan. Its two sections read simply, "The right of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of sex. And Congress shall have power to enforce this article by the appropriate legislation." Despite the passage of the amendment, poll taxes, local laws, and other restrictions continued to block women of color from voting for several more decades. What took us so long?
But we got it sorted out.
We got it sorted out, and it's a key demographic for voters nationally now.
Yeah.
Or for candidates nationally in that respect. So, all right, that is a look at today's program for Litter Media Live. We had a special guest in studio earlier today. That was Dana Martinko and also Jamie Bliven from the Ross County Historical Society. If you missed that,
it's on our YouTube right now.
It is up on our YouTube channel. You can see that. And also you'll be able to hear it on Spotify as well if you are a Spotify listener. And on Litter Media Radio.
Yes.
Once we're ready to program the rest of the
Once you cut the news and the weather.
I thought you were doing the news and weather today.
I believe I was told you were doing it.
Is that right?
Yes.
I didn't hear that part of the conversation. We'll have something for you on Litter Media Radio coming up in just a bit. For Aaron Glandon, for Mike Smith, I'm Dan Ramey. Thanks for watching Litter Media Live.